Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be filming my top 3 in every category. However, some of these categories have even less than 3. That is right. Less than 3. It was weird because I was like, man, if I'm picking like what I love the most, this is what it is. And it was kind of eye-opening a little bit, especially because I do have, quite a variety of products, which I enjoy variety and being able to, rotate through things, but it really just opened my eyes to like, these are my top of the top. Like if I were to get rid of everything else, basically, like this is what I would need to keep. It would be so crazy if my collection was this small. It would be wild. I am whittling it down quite a bit though. I've had a recent declutter video go up. I'm working on another one, so I am really working through my collection. I've also been emptying a lot of products this year as well. So yeah, I'm really just trucking right along, baby. Yeah, so if you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Megan. I post every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for you guys. Go ahead and smash the subscribe button and the like button. Also, if you feel like this side of my face looks more swollen, it's because it is. I was at the dentist and she's healing, okay? She is healing. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Now, I would recommend that you grab yourself a beverage. Personally, I'm drinking a little iced coffee. That's what I love about hot coffee season, is that when I have leftover in my pot from the morning, I just pour it into a mason jar and then I can have iced coffee when I get home because I'm ridiculous like that. So yeah, I'm just going to go through these mostly in the order that I would typically put them on my face ish, because you know how I get a little all over the place. So yeah, let's just start. Okay, let's just start. So first of all, the first product I want to talk about is eye primer, and this might not be the most exciting category, but let me tell you, you don't have a good eye primer, you're not gonna have good eyeshadow looks. You need something that is gonna lock that shit in. My favorite one is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. You guys, I have been using this for over a decade. It is my all-time favorite product. It comes, I should have probably done something to my nails before this, but here we go. It comes out onto this little doe foot, which isn't really my favorite thing, but I prefer that over something that's like potted or something like that. But this is definitely my number 1. My number 2 is going to be the NYX Glitter Primer. I don't use this all over my eyelid. What I use this for is when I'm going in with a multi-chrome, shimmer shade, whatever. I put a little bit of that on my lid like I did for this look. And then I put the shadow on top of it, and it just gives the shimmer or the multi-chrome more of a pop. Like it just brings it to life, in my opinion. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and go in with brow products. The only brow product that I found can really hold my eyebrows down in winter and fall and summer is the Pink Honey Glue. This stuff is so good, you guys. I am almost through my second jar of this, and I have 2 more ready to roll. You can get this on Beauty Bay or their site. I recommend Beauty Bay because shipping is cheaper there, and I just buy a couple at a time. But I love this stuff. It like holds my brows up so well through the entire day. I've been, like I said, it's my second one. I love it. I love it. For brow pencils, my holy grail is going to be the e.l.f. Instant Brow Pencil. I have the shade medium brown. I go through one of these about every, I would say 4 to 6 weeks-ish, just depending. Rolls up, comes with a spoolie on the end. These retail for literally $3 hairs. So even if they don't last that long, they're $3. Who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? And I think that they do a really nice job. My favorite thing about them is it is very quick. That's what I like. I don't like to spend a lot of time on my brows. Maybe that comes across on camera because my brows aren't great. My brows are, in my opinion, my weak spot in my makeup routine. So I like to keep it simple and doable and not atrocious. And these 2 products right here get that done for me. So They're the top ones in my collection. Next, I want to talk about primer. It's so interesting because right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 primer products in my collection right now, and there was only one that I pulled out that I would like hype up and highly recommend to you guys. And it's a Milani Bright Side Illuminating Primer. This has been a holy grail for, and this is my second summer loving on this product. It's my second tube of it as well. This is really affordable. You can find it at Ulta. Retails for $10 or $11, I believe. I really just love the component. It's in a squeeze tube. When it comes out, it does have a bit of a tint to it. It really just gives my skin the most subtle glow that you're going to be able to see coming through. Beautiful, beautiful product. All my makeup lays really wonderfully over it. It hydrates the skin. It just does all the things for a really, really affordable price. So love this. Okay, next up, let's talk concealer. I do have 3. I have several others in my collection that I haven't tried yet. So this is something that I feel like in some categories will change more than others. The first one I want to chat about is the Purlisse Perfect BB Glow Concealer. I have the shade Light. This is really nice. I've demoed it several times here on my channel. You get really, really great coverage with this one. It comes in a squeeze tube, which is not my favorite kind of packaging, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker for me. I prefer this applied with a sponge. I feel like when you're working with it with the brush, it can be a little too thick for my preference. Almost to the point of cakey. But with like a sponge, it is absolutely beautiful, long wearing, no creasing. This is a really, really good one. The second one you guys have seen so much on this channel that you could probably predict what it's going to be. It's going to be the Dior Backstage Concealer. I have the shade 2N. This is absolutely one of my all-time favorites. The brush is also really unique as well. It's like a little baby paintbrush. So cute, really nice. This blends out beautifully with a brush and with a sponge, which I appreciate because I'm a brush person. Like that's just what I prefer, mostly because I always forget to wet a sponge and I don't want to get back up after I already sat back down. So I love brushes, and this applies really beautifully with both. The third one that I actually haven't been using too much recently just because it's a smidge light for me right now is the KVD Good Apple Concealer. This has a little bit of an interesting applicator as well. I know I featured this before. I have the shade, I think it's 119. Yep, light 119. This is really, really nice, and she is a full coverage gal, you guys. Full coverage. But she's not overly drying in my opinion or anything like that. This is a good concealer if you're full coverage bitch, if you're about the coverage, right here. This is a really, really good one, and I'm really happy to have it in my collection. Next up, we're gonna roll on into foundations. And I think the last time I did a video kind of similar to this, I think these were the top 3 as well. But let's just get into it. So my top 3 foundations / formulas in my collection are gonna be the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. I actually finished one of these up this year, and I have 2 more in my collection, which is exciting because I love this formula. Super lightweight. It gives you like beautiful coverage though. Like I would say medium coverage, but still natural on the skin. It's more of a semi-matte finish, but I don't find it to be drying or anything like that. Blends out beautifully with a brush or a sponge. Retails for like $6. Yeah. This is a good one. I recommend it time and time again. The next product is going to be the Huda Beauty Fox Filter Skin Finish Foundation Stick. This don't come to play when it comes to coverage. It gives really, I would say medium to build up to full coverage. You can kind of play with the coverage level that you want, but it does not look cakey on the skin, in my opinion. Blends out beautifully, and it gives a really radiant glow. Like, I literally just used this the other day for the first time in a while, since I've been panning one of my foundations for what seems like an eternity. But this is really beautiful. I've been loving on this for like over a year. It's highly recommend this formulation. The third product top in my foundation category is going to be the Rose Inc Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum. I recently finished up my summer shade of this, and this is going to be my winter shade. I'm really excited to bust into it. This is my favorite. I'm in a hurry, I have to go, I'm on the run kind of serum, because literally just on your face, it looks great, gives you a really beautiful glow, has a really nice dry down, and gives you like a really light amount of coverage. It is literally that girl. It's that girl. I highly recommend it. And yeah, those are my top 3 in my foundation. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. There's another primer I wanted to recommend. I didn't see it because I have it toward the back because it's just something I'm going to use in the summer. And I'm not sure if it's still available or not, because I know it was limited edition. But it's the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Sun Kissed Face Primer. I really enjoyed this throughout the summer. What it is it gives your face a subtle self-tan over time, and it's enriched with vitamin C and banana powdered inspired pigments. I really love this. It gave me a really nice self-tan to the face and to the neck. And what I loved more about it was that if I stopped using it, it faded really beautifully. I didn't have any like patchiness or anything like that, and I literally just took this and I'd rub it on with my hands or a brush. So good. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that primer. So I guess I have 2 primers that are the top of my collection. All right, so top 3 for bronzers. I also only have 2, and I thought that this was very interesting. So let's start with this one. And this one, you guys aren't even going to call this one, because I was not that into this one when I first got it, but it's grown on me substantially, and I found myself missing it now that it's not in my makeup basket. And what it is, it is the Huda Beauty Tantor. Like, I don't know, it snuck up on me too. I don't know what happened, you guys. I have the shade Fair, and I have it on my face today actually, and I think it looks really nice. This product is just, and you can see I'm getting a dip too. This product is just a little bit deep for a fair toned marketing, in my opinion. I can get away with it, I think, but it took me a little bit of time to play with the application and whatnot to get it down. But I think now that I got it down, I love it. And what I love most about it is how creamy it is and how beautifully and easily and effortlessly it blends out on the skin. So even though I was on the fence about this product when I first got it, I've definitely fallen in love with it, and I get the hype. I see the hype. Also, if you guys hear random like construction noises, my boyfriend is tearing our basement apart. Basically, I don't know how else to say it. That's what's going on down there. I'm going to try to edit around it. But if I miss something here and there, just so you know, that's what's going on. The other one is the Nude Sticks Bondi Bay Bronzer. This tone is beautiful on me. It is so beautiful. And it's so funny because like these are the 2 that I've been missing using, you guys, and I just want to rotate them back into my collection. And like, even though there's other ones I need to try or should be using, these are going to go bad too. So I just want to use them. Like, I miss them. I want to use them. This is literally it's just such a pretty tone when I get it on and I get it blended out. And I actually use this, I just draw it on my face and it still blends out just fine. This is an absolute gorgeous product. I don't use this brush thing on the end. I hate when they do that. I wish brands would just stop doing that. Does anyone even use that? Let me know. But yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous bronzer, and I would highly recommend it. It's so good. Okay, now we're going to move into my top 3 blushes. I think you guys will definitely be able to predict one, but I don't think you'll see the other 2 coming. The first one is going to be from MAC, and it is their Go Play blush in the shade So Natural. You guys, you can see how loved this is. It is the most beautiful neutral tone on me. I love it in the summer. I love it in the winter. I cannot get enough of it. And the formula is literally so unique. It is a cream to powder formulation, and it just builds up beautifully. And the cool thing about it being cream to powder is that I can put it down over like my foundation just like this, or I can even put it over if I decide to powder my face. I can put this over powder and it's not going to disturb anything. It still looks freaking beautiful. So I highly recommend these. This is definitely my favorite shade. I have a few more and they're fun to pull out and, you know, have a little bit of a different color of blush going on. But this is one that I couldn't live without. So absolutely love this. Next up is actually something that is a little newer to my collection. It is the Natasha Denona face palette in the shade Light. I have been absolutely loving this cream blush. This tone is just so stinking gorgeous, especially for the, that's a terrible swatch, especially for the time of year that we're getting ready to go into. The shade is absolutely beautiful. The formula is also a little bit unique. I was a little worried. It's a little bit on the stiffer side, but that does not affect application or wear time or anything at all. It still works beautifully, easy to blend, all of the things. And yeah, I have just been loving it. So I wanted to mention that one. The last blush that is top 3 in my category is gonna be from another face palette. Another face palette, you say? You probably didn't even remember that I had another face palette because I pretty much decluttered all my face palettes. So it is from the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Gasm face palette, and it is this blush right here, you guys. Yeah, that's right. It's a fucking powder. I love this because, oh, one, look at that shade. And it has the most beautiful, glowy shift to it. Oh my goodness, it is so stunning. And what I love about it is it pairs great with this. If I want to pair these two, I can. Wears beautifully on its own, obviously. But wow, it is just surprising me time and time again. Like, I find myself pulling this out from the trenches of my makeup cart to get it because that's how bad I want to use it. So I really think I want to rotate this probably to the front of my collection while I'm on the kick of it because so good. The next category I want to chat about is highlighter glow, if you will. If you've been here, you know I have not used powder to highlight really for a long time. So I'm going to talk about one product. It is the Phytosurgence Spectral Shine in the shade Divine Daylight. Not only is this my favorite formulation, I'm wearing it today, but this is also my favorite shade. It's a really great shade for me in the winter and in the summer. So this is a product that I feel like I cannot live without. I already have a replacement of this. I've already panned one of these. I love it. It's an everyday necessity for me. So yeah, highlighter, this is the one. Next up, we can chat about powder. That's going to be super quick. There are only 2 powders that I love in my collection. One, I'll have to insert a photo because mine is out of my purse somewhere. I keep it in my bag for touch-ups, is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. Now this would be my absolute favorite, but there is something that I hate about it. It's the fact that it's marketed as translucent, but it's not. It would actually be borderline probably too deep for me right now. So really I can only use it in the summer, which is when I typically reach for powder anyway. So it kind of works out. But if you're someone who wants to wear powder all year round, then if you're fair, you wouldn't like this, wouldn't work for you in terms of shade. But the product itself is phenomenal. I've completely finished 2 of these. It does a really great job of mattifying the makeup, holding the makeup in and not making it look cakey. It gives you a really beautiful airbrushed feel. I typically go in with a fluffy brush and I use it and it's just phenomenal. The other powder that I wanted to chat about is from Makeup Forever. This is their loose powder and I have the shade 1 and I have been obsessing over this, you guys. This is a beautiful powder for touch-ups. I've used it after about 9 hours of wear and it didn't make my makeup look cakey or grab onto it at all. All it did was even and smooth everything out and dry up my oils. It is a beautiful touch-up powder. Also, if you're wanting the mattest of the mattest of the mattest looks, you can go in with the puff they have and set your entire face with this powder and you'll be a matte bitch. So there's that. What I like to do on a few times a week basis, because I am trying to use up some powdered bronzers right now, is I go in with a fluffy brush and I fluff this all around my face. And I feel like that does a really nice job of setting everything in as well. Love this one. Okay, friends, we are getting down to the nitty gritty. The next thing I'm going to chat about is eyeliner, which you probably have a good idea of what is top in my collection. The first one is the CoverGirl Ink It Gel Liner. This has been a holy grail for a really, really long time. I'm talking over a decade. Really, really beautiful. I love it. It's what I'm wearing in my waterline today. It's what I always have in my waterline. It is incredible, long lasting, easy to use. I will recommend it 100,000 times. The next product I want to recommend is the Tarteist Pro liquid eyeliner. I will insert a picture. I do have 2 of these on backup, but I'm waiting until I finish up my KVD ones to rotate them back in. But this is hands down the best friggin' liquid eyeliner that I have ever tried. It has a really beautiful felt tip that is flexible but not too flimsy. It is a very black liner, and it also lasts a really long time as well. Sometimes I feel like felt tips can dry out kind of easily, but this is not that way. It's the one that I always go back to. I always repurchase. Creates the most beautiful wings. So love, love, love that one. Next up for mascara, my Bite Beauty one. I have like 7 or 8 backups left, so I do have enough for a while, but I have not loved any other mascara in so long. If you have a holy grail mascara recommendations, I don't care if it's drugstore, high-end, whatever, leave it in the comments. Let me know what your favorite is, because eventually I will be in the market. I'm testing 2 other ones right now. The one is okay, the other one is bad in my opinion. So I'm eventually gonna need a new one, and this is the only one that I'm literally obsessed with. If you didn't know, Bite Beauty has closed its doors, so of course I'm fucked. Next up is going to be lip liners. And I wanted to mention these because I do use a lip liner almost every single day. So they are a really important part of my collection. I only have 2, and that's because I find myself wanting to only have, honestly, darker complected liners. I enjoy a deeper liner with a lighter lip. So the Makeup Forever color pencils are really nice. This one's in the shade Endless Cacao. I really enjoy this. It's easy to work with. It's a really beautiful cool tone shade. The next one is newer to my collection, and it is the Natasha Denona My Dream my dream lip pencil, whatever, from that collection. And that's what that shade looks like. Really stunning. And what I love about it is this one is super, super creamy, but it's not messy. So these would be probably my top 2, I would say. Well, obviously, I'm doing the top in my category, but yeah, these are definitely my top 2 in my collection. I love, love, love them. Next up, we have lippies. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this was kind of hard because I do have a fair amount of lippies and I do have a fair amount of favorites. So when I went about picking these for this category, I was like, what can I kind of get an all-in-one with, to where if I only had to live with these 3, like, I could do it. And so here is what I chose. The first one is the Dior, this is their gloss, the Stellar Gloss, and this one's the shade 629, and oh my goodness, the way, oh yeah, this doesn't do it any justice at all, but the way this mother sparkles is wow. Wow, wow, wow. I wore it out when we were on a long weekend, and oh, 1, it smells like yummy vanilla. 2, it is so, so sparkly. And 3, it is actually like pretty long wearing. It sinks into the lips. It's hydrating. It is a beautiful, beautiful formula, you guys. And I cannot recommend this enough. They do kind of fly in and out of stock on Sephora, I've realized, because I do have a few others on my wish list. But yeah, absolutely love this one. The next one is gonna be the shade Impress, and this is from Huda Beauty, and it's from her cream line. Really beautiful one. I love, love, love using this one, especially in the middle with a darker lip. It just gives the lip so much dimension. So I wanted to make sure I had something like that. Plus, these are just so comfortable. Like, they're just so comfortable, creamy, beautiful on the lips. Love them. The packaging is also really pretty in my opinion. So it really just checks all the boxes. And then the next one that's newer to my collection is what I'm wearing today. And oh my Lord, when I say it is the perfect nude for me, it's a perfect nude. And it is this shade right here, which I dropped a palette. It is the Natasha Denona My Dream lipstick. Dude, the packaging on this one just slaps. But wow, this shade, and you can see how it pulls with the liner as well, but it's just so pretty. So pretty. It is so comfortable. It's creamy. It is long lasting. It checks all the boxes. So these would for sure be my top 3 ones that there's just no way that I couldn't, you know, not have them in my collection. Now, last up, eyeshadow palettes. The moment we've all been waiting for. I need a sip of coffee first, though. Okay. This was hard. I tried really, really hard to stick to 3 because I know that is the rule. Top 3. But here's the thing. I had to pick a 4th one. But I really don't feel like it's that bad. Like before, if you would have asked me to do that, no way. But I narrowed it down to 4, which don't get me wrong, the other ones that are still in my collection, I love them. I do. But if I were picking top, like these are the ones that I find myself wanting to reach for the most, or the most that create the looks that are most tailored to my preference. So let's just dive on in, shall we? One that you have already seen in this video is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. And you're probably like, wow, what a basic bitch. Yeah, I am. I love this. Like, literally, you guys, I am so confused why there's not more hype around this. It is the most perfect everyday kind of color story. Like, you can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like, I know it's only those shades, but you can actually do a lot of different looks with this. They might look similar, yeah, but it is just, I love that there is, like, when I reach for this, no brain power required, none. It just like, oh, beautiful. And then we have like one of my favorite blushes in there. What do you know? It's just like, wow. I feel like this is one that I would have to have in my collection. I would have to keep around. I just love it so much. And the shimmers in here, they're different than the ones in my other Natasha palettes. They are different and in a good way. Like, they are beautiful, stunning, super boom. Like, this is some, like, yeah, I just threw on 2 shadows, but I look like the glamorous motherfucker in this room. Right here. So yeah, love this palette. Second, let's go with, I would say my Huda Beauty. Why did I do that? Huda Beauty. Like, I'm the worst. The Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. I chose this one because it is so, like, one, beautiful, but versatile. And I love, love, love the formula of these mattes and these shimmers. As you can see, I have like 4 pans. I have a really big dip here, but I've just created a lot of really gorgeous looks with this. And this is one I would for sure miss, especially in like the springtime. But I can also get some really gorgeous vampy looks out of this too. Like, this is just a really, really well done palette. And it's one that I would miss. So yeah, love this one. Next up, which should I show you next? Okay, we'll go with this one. I'll save probably my favorite in my whole collection for last. So next up is the Natasha Denona Biba palette. Man, this is so beautiful. If I had to recommend, like, if you were like, hey, I have $150 to spend, like, what is the palette that you would most recommend? I would say this one. Even though, in my opinion, the shimmers are not as reflective or wet as in the other palettes, these are still really beautiful. And what I like about them too is you can blend them out to be more subtle, which I think a lot of people more so like during the work week. So I like that you have that option with these, but I also think that this color story is one of the most well done in my whole collection, because you have cool tones, you have red browns and orange tones, you have warm browns and yellow tones. I just, like, literally, you can create any look you want to create with this, and they're all so beautiful and so different. There's a lot of versatility in here. Not to mention, this is literally the best black I've ever used in my whole life. It's the best black. So that, for one, is reason enough. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 pretty good dips in here right now. I mean, I only have 1 pan, but I have 4 pretty good dips, and this is definitely one I want to pull out and use more here in the upcoming months, just because I want to. How sexy would that look with 5 pans? It look freaking good. And I haven't really been panning a lot because I've been trying out new stuff, so I really want to rotate this in and just focus on it and really enjoy it, because wow, such a gorgeous palette, you guys. Like, the way that these mattes blend, it's like I can't even really find words because I love it so much. It's so good. But yeah, so love this one. Now, I think the top one in my collection, I'm gonna let you guys have a second guess. Guess what you think my top eyeshadow palette is. I'm very curious. If you got it right, let me know, because I'm very curious to see if you guessed right. And I would have to say it is the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions palette. I would say this is probably my favorite in my whole collection because there's just something about it. And I did a 3 looks 1 palette with this. I'm not sure if it'll be uploaded or not by the time this one goes up. But in that I talk about how this palette, literally every time I wear it, I just feel so beautiful. I just feel like I know my eyeshadow is gorgeous. I know it's on point. I know people are looking at it. I know that it's flawless. Like, it is just so, so good. I do find that a lot of the looks look similar. I wouldn't say the same, but they look similar. But that doesn't bother me because it also it gives me variety, but it also takes the barrier out of looking at it at, 7 a.m. and thinking, man, what do I want to use? Like, what colors do I want to do? You know what I mean? So I really like it for that reason. And obviously you guys can tell, like, I've used the crap out of this, and I don't like this one, and this one. I don't have anything else like that in my collection formula wise. It looks wet on your lid. Like, oh, it is just so yummy, you guys. And then you have these creams over here, which are really nice if you want to intensify and deepen the look. You can put that down before you go in with your powders. Or if you want something a little bit on, the lighter side, then just go in with the powders. But the mattes in this, pigmented, like, I've used the crap out of this, like, brick shade, and it looks pretty much brand new, still intact, because it's so pigmented. I don't need that much. But this one is one that I always want to reach for, and I have to be like, no, not everyone wants to see the Patrick Ta palette on your grid every day over on IG. I mean, I think you guys should because it's so pretty. But so that's why I try to rotate things around. But honestly, yeah, this is this is hands down one that I could use every single day, and I don't think I would get tired of it, you guys. I don't like the packaging. I do think that it's, I'll be real with you, I think it's really cheap packaging for the price, and that kind of infuriates me. And it just gets so dirty. But what's on the inside, 100% worth it to me. If you've been thinking about picking this up, I mean, the Sephora fall sale is probably coming soon. And I think if you're Rouge, 20% off, snag it. Totally worth it. But yeah, this is just hands down my favorite. But yeah, I think that is every category. I probably missed a really important one. It wouldn't surprise me, but that's all the categories I could think of. Let me know in the comments if, what are some of your top products in your collection, or if we had some similar ones, let me know. I'm really curious to hear that. Like I mentioned before, if you're new, be sure you go ahead and subscribe before you leave. Smash the thumbs up button as well. Really helps my channel. And of course, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.